the one I'm going to talk about first is in HMP Wandsworth. I mentioned it on a video I done last week. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look. I talk about the inside of HMP Wandsworth and the shit state that it's in at the moment. So Linda Duza, a Brayhouse, 30-year-old. A lot of people would have seen this video. This happened in 2024, but she was sentenced on the 6th of January 2025 to 15 months. But Linda was getting a good old stiff one inside of a pad of one of the inmates. He was giving her a good saying to. She was absolutely loving it. And the pad mate was sat there on his bunk bed filming the whole lot. I don't know what he was doing with his other hand whilst he was filming with his right hand or left hand. I'm not sure exactly which hand it was, but one of his hands was free and we do not know what he was doing with that one, do we? So, leave that to your imagination. But yes, Linda was getting rogered inside of the pad, off her pad mate, off her prisoner, sorry. And the other prisoner, I started circulating the video and it went viral. I did do videos on it at the time and I was saying that because she had a social media platform, I thought she'd actually done this as a bit of a publicity stunt for her OnlyFans because she would have made an absolute killing afterwards. She probably is now, to be honest, making an absolute killing off that because, like I say, I think it seemed at the time like a publicity stunt. But yes, she got convicted for misconduct in a public office by abusing her position as a prison officer to have an intimate see-and-to with a prisoner, and she was sentenced to 15 months inside of prison. But this next one that I'm going to speak about was actually a prison governor. And you never ever hear about these type of stories up until this one, where a prison governor had actually had an intimate relationship with a prisoner and she was actually getting gifts from him and she was taking all sorts into the prison. Now he must have used his charm and manipulated her to the highest level. So Kerry Pegg, ex-governor of HMP Kirkham, got convicted and Kerry Pegg was sentenced to 9 years inside of prison for misconduct in a public office after she entered into an inappropriate relationship with a convicted drug boss. So the drug boss in question was Anthony Saunderson, serving 35 years after being convicted of drug trafficking. And it does say he was previously one of Merseyside's most wanted criminals over his part in a plot to import 19 mil of coke in shipments of corned beef from Argentina. So Kerry Pegg, started having an intimate relationship with him, and that is her fall from grace because that intimate relationship cost her not only her job, but also 9 years inside of prison. And that is one of the cases where, like I've just said, it's not very often you hear of a governor doing this type of deeds. So, 2 seconds while I get that up. It says Pegg's case is the latest in a string of convictions of corrupt prison officers, several of whom who have entered into inappropriate relationships with inmates. So that is exactly how that one went down. And like I say, he's doing a big old stretch. He would have tried everything to get into the governor, and that would have been the ultimate score for him. Guess what, lads? I've bagged the governor. But yes, that's one of the ones that I fucking, when I did, because I did actually cover this one at the time as well. And it was one of them cases where I thought, a prison governor, the governors are normally the ones that's investigating the prison officers that are doing these type of deeds. But I thought I would bring you them stories because at the moment, there's a lot of news articles. I mean, there's a whole load more. Nearly every day when I'm coming on to do stories, I'm searching up stories. And nearly every day, there's different stories about female prison officers getting into relationships with prisoners. And the reason being is because, like I've just said, the majority of them, apart from the likes of a governor, the majority of them have come from poor wages or poor jobs, shitty jobs, went into the prison system without much training. They are getting manipulated. They are getting offered bribes. And not just that, what I did forget to mention, a lot of these prison officers, some of them aren't very good looking. They don't get a lot of attention in the outside world. Every dog in the prison wants a piece of the new female on the wing. So that is exactly what happens. They get loads of attention from all the lads inside the nick, and they absolutely love it. They walk out them gates with their head held high instead of the heads drooped thinking, wow, what a harsh shift. They walk out thinking, yes, I'm fucking the bee's knees. I'm a beauty queen. And then she gets back into reality outside and she doesn't get any attention. She can't wait to get back to work the next day to get more attention from the cons. And that is another reason why they take off their belts and drop their drawers. But I'm going to leave that one there for now, people. But like I say, I'm just bringing you this because the UK prison system is in an absolute shit state at the moment. It's in crisis. It's overcrowded, understaffed, and it has went to the absolute dogs. But people, I'm going to leave that one there for now. Hopefully you are still enjoying the content. And if you are, you know the drill. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.